The second part of this question is thoughts on Barca to Europa.
Obviously great. Was again like it's better than them missing on the Europa League and finishing fourth in the group. I think the fact that they will play in the Europa League is actually better and more embarrassing. No disrespect to the teams playing in the Europa League, mind you. Obviously, every team in Europe has different goals and targets, and I think we can all agree that the Europa League is not a target for Barcelona. So I think it's a bigger embarrassment for them to play in the Europa League than not playing at all in midweek games. So I like it a lot, and the fact that they have to go through a knockout round, I think, before actually entering the competition is even better. I think that the things are definitely tough for Barcelona at this moment, and seeing them playing in the Europa League, even though obviously they have the quality to advance quite far in the competition, I think that it will definitely be entertaining for Madrid fans.
Yeah, I mean, as Real Madrid fans, we've really hit the jackpot in the last week or so. Starting from them losing to Betis, and then Kubo beating Atletico at the death, and then us qualifying. I mean, we were already qualified, but us beating Inter, I guess, in top in the group. And then the next day, Barca being eliminated from the Champions League, and Sevilla also being eliminated from the Champions League. And I think the interesting thing is that I haven't seen anyone talk about this, but I'm sure people are, because I haven't been checking that much. But it's in a lot of cases when we see a team like Barca or Sevilla lose and be eliminated from the Champions League, the common narrative that you see pushed right away is, well, this is bad for us because now they can focus on the league. But these guys actually qualified for the Europa League. That's good for us. So not only are they out of the Champions League, we get their prize money for qualifying from the Spanish pot, and they have to go to Europa League and play more games during the season. So it actually
on Thursdays, mind you, which is also tough, I think.
That's right. So closer to their.
It's not. I don't think that's a small thing to consider here. I think that playing on Thursdays and then obviously on Sundays in La Liga is actually very tough, and the Europa League can be a very tough competition from this point of view. We obviously don't know how Xavi is going to approach it. But again, it's not easy to go to these countries on Thursdays and then go back to play in La Liga the next Sunday. It's actually tough for the schedule.
I mean, I because this is a Real Madrid podcast, I don't know how deep we want to go into, but I could talk about this Barca situation for a long time. I don't know how you feel, but I just think like it's highly entertaining. It's and very satisfying to watch because for obvious reasons, let's just put it that way. But you look at I wonder if Xavi will rotate in those games. The thing is, like, their squad is not that deep to begin with. They can't go unless they're gonna promote their entire youth team for these Europa League games, which they've already promoted basically half of their best young players that are playing in the A team. You look at just that defending against Bayern, shocking. Ter Stegen has always... It's weird. Ter Stegen is weird in the sense that he is so great, but also so rock bottom so often that, he is known to be a good passer, but he has, once a game, at least, he just has the shocking pass to the opponent and just weird mistakes. Yeah. And Piqué does not have any physical ability at this point. And you look at Mingueza, who looked like it was as if I promoted my son to play the Champions League. It's here, we need you. The season is on the line. He looks so out of place. He looked like he didn't know what he was doing. Eric Garcia is the same in previous games. And you see all this fallout of reports that Xavi was really mad in the dressing room, saying you guys don't have what it takes to be a Barca player. I wonder who is he talking to in that situation? That team, that whole institution is a mess, has been a mess for so long. Imagine being a young player who was thrown into this and you love your team so much and you hear that in the dressing room, as if it's any of their faults. It's not even Xavi's fault, to be clear. It's not Xavi's fault. They're not beating Bayern with Koeman and Messi. That's for sure. But they should be expected to beat Kiev and Benfica. And I would say you saw some notable improvements between Benfica's first game and their second game, but it wasn't enough. Yeah, Lucas, do you have any thoughts on this? My son Luca he wants to talk to me. It's a snow day, so he's home. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I think that first of all, the fact that Xavi is coaching and they cannot throw around the excuse that Koeman is a very poor coach makes it very entertaining, because they obviously, we talked about this for the last month or so, the fact that they actually had very high expectations for Xavi and thought that their season was going to be saved because Xavi is great and he's a football legend and all. That definitely makes it very entertaining. Xavi is obviously not an appealing character for any Real Madrid fan. Obviously, we recognize his greatness as a player and maybe his potential greatness as a coach. We still have to wait and see that. I don't think I don't think it's his fault either. I think it's all down to how the squad was built and all that. But ultimately, the fact that he's coaching the team makes it so entertaining, because the fans cannot escape the situation and say that they have to accept the fact that one of their big legends of the past, and one of their who shares their own quote unquote DNA, which is what they love to say so much about the possession style and all that. The fact that he's been coaching the team for the last 2 games of this group stage, and he has failed to reach expectations against at least one very winnable game against Benfica, makes it very entertaining for Real Madrid, and we'll still have to wait and see what happens throughout the rest of the season. But it's definitely a tough scenario to be for Barcelona over the next few months, because again, first of all, they cannot treat the Europa League as they cannot be embarrassing in the Europa League and be out of the competition in the next round again.
That's
and
true.
At the same time, I feel like they cannot compete in the Europa League and in La Liga at the same time, and it won't be easy. It won't be easy for them to reach the 4th spot in La Liga. I don't think. I mean, they're pretty far already, and the fact that they'll be playing on Thursdays for the next 2 or 3 months is gonna make it very tough for them. So I think that maybe we're only getting started, from the sense that it won't be easy for them to qualify and to clinch that 4th spot in La Liga, because the level is quite high in La Liga right now. Well, not quite high, but quite equal in level. And in one point, like, there are many teams who can beat Barcelona, and that's why I don't think Barcelona will have an easy job getting to that 4th spot. And obviously missing on that 4th spot would be a disaster and an apocalypse for them.
And I'm not. This is the most exciting thing, is that I agree with you. I don't think that there's any real indication that they're going to be a top 4 team. I don't think that they're better than Sevilla and Atleti, and who's the other one?
Real Sociedad right now.
Real
maybe
Sociedad. I expect them to drop off a little bit, actually. So maybe that. But it's not going to be easy. And just look at the current crop of Europa Leagues that just arrived from the Champions League exits, whether it's Sevilla, who dominate that competition, one of Villarreal or Atalanta. Then you have Dortmund, you have Porto. 1 second. And so it's not going to be easy. And the other thing is that, what was I going to say? Train of thought lost with Luca here. But I guess just that I wonder how much the leash will last with someone like Xavi. If
no. There's just no way he's in coaching Barcelona next season. No way. Even if they fail reaching the 4th spot, like I think it's impossible for Barcelona to sack Xavi until at least half of next season. There's just no way he's in starting next season after the expectations they created. Like, they will blame whoever but Xavi at this point. So, and maybe rightfully so again, but I don't think he'll be sacked, and I think his leash right now is as high as it was a month ago. Like, there's just no way they sack him, no matter what happens for the rest of the season. Again, obviously, I'm not even considering them fighting for relegation, to avoid relegation or anything like that. Obviously, that's not what I'm talking about. But again, even if they miss on that 4th spot, I think that he'll be the coach for the start of next season.
I agree. I think if anyone has a leash, it's like him. But it's someone like him because of the situation and the squad he's given and stuff. I actually think they'll sell the whole team before they sack him, which is not something you commonly see with the coaches, because usually the coach is the first person to be blamed. And you've already seen the narratives being pushed, like, on the block, on the transfer list. Gerard Romero reported yesterday. Frankie de Jong on the transfer list. Ter Stegen on the transfer list. Serginho Dest on the transfer list. Whether that's true or not, I'm not sure, but someone is telling Romero to report that.
De Jong has escalated very quickly, man. De Jong, he was very promising, and he hasn't been good or solid for many months now. I think he wasn't. I definitely expected and was more afraid of him as a signing for Barcelona that I am right now. I think he hasn't even established himself as a key player for them, which is something to be said given their current situation and their current squad.
But I think it's one of those things, and I still think he's a good player. When you look at their roster, they have a lot of good young players, and I wonder if they would be too quick to sell some of their players who could help them in the future. And the thing is, I think Xavi will basically just convince everyone that my system stays, I stay. It's the players that are the problem. Let's make some big changes. I don't think he only knows how to play one way, and he's going to keep doing that until he finds the right players to do that. And whether he does, I'm not sure. But they should have sacked Koeman. They should have done this over the summer. I don't think they would have been in this bad position if they had made this change sooner. All right, enough Barca talk. Sergio Arispe says, "Hey guys, how good is this Atletico squad on paper? If Carlo was instead coaching their squad, how would they compare to Real Madrid this season?"